Shiro here with a review of Gobuster Ace. I didn't honestly expect this to come in yet. I was expecting tomorrow, but because I dropped by the post office after the delivery truck drove by again, or dropped off, went back, blah blah, anyway. Anyway, let's take a look at the box. Top of the box, we have Gobuster Red here on the side, Gobuster Ace, and Cheetah Nick, and obviously it says DX Gobuster Ace. On the side over here, we have, pardon me, Gobuster Ace up here. However, we also have the GT-02 Gorilla and the RH-03 Revit, which I believe is the Gorilla tank, and Revit helicopter. Anyway, that becomes Gobuster O. When you combine the three, I'm assuming the GT-02 and the RH-03 both split up. And don't ask me why I'm wearing a scarf over my face. I'm just trying something for experimenting purposes. Anyway, I'm assuming those two break apart. On the other side here, we have the four forms. The first two are kind of basically the same, with the exception of the cheetah head. The third form is the cheetah, and the fourth form obviously is Gobuster Ace. Bottom of the box. Basically it's a breakdown of the pieces, with the cheetah neck piece which attaches to the head, and obviously goes with the other part. This comes in three pieces, basically. Technically you could break apart the sword into four, but the sword itself is not actually attached to anything in the box. I've already opened this, had a chance to play around with it, yada yada yada. Up top, cheetah neck, the different forms, you can kind of fit that part in. Up top on your right, my left, is the what's included in this box. Yeah, I'm blanking out. Gobuster Ace, and obviously again the forms, and the standard warnings down here. Now, let us blatantly ignore this box for the moment and just set it off to the side. There we go. Let's fix that. Now, I have this in cheetah mode already, because it's easiest to go from where I need to. Anyway, the sword acts as a tail. That's what that comes down to. Now, to turn it into car mode, you have to push the sword a bit, so it goes like that. Flip that up, turn that around, I believe. Anyway, the legs are kind of weird, because this part bends inwards. And then this just locks. This just locks. And there we go. Now this thing does move. Also, my camera, as you notice, is kind of terrible, so I can do fun stuff like this and kind of have a trippy effect. This thing is, for lack of better words, awesome. The mouth does actually open, and you can very easily pop this out. This actually has a couple of nubs there that hook on. And then we have just it as a car. And I repeat, this thing is really, really nice display piece. And I have that off of it, actually. There we go. Now, as I said, this basically is in 4 parts, but technically it's really 2. Here is Cheetah Neck as he appears. 3 parts to this. The head, which goes like that. It has a little thing to connect in there. The body, which kind of does actually sort of seem like it's in a similar position to a Ranger key. And that's it for this part, which we'll get to back in a second. Now, this thing has a very simple way of transforming. First off, buttons here, right on top. It's the lock-unlock button for this. Once it locks into place, we'll go like that. That opens up like that. And we will fix the camera once again. And now, there we go. And what you want to do is you want to have it go this way. Have it go. Well, you want to extend the sword out first. And this sword actually is just a ball joint, which seems weird, but at the same time, it actually makes it easier to keep track of everything for transformation purposes. And then we just have to stick the cheetah neck head in there. For no reason, we shall open up the mouth a little. Next, glasses of awesome. And there we go. DX Gobuster Ace. Now then, there are two holes here. I'm assuming that's for fusing with GT02 and RH03. And, you know, there are naturally all these connectors everywhere for the other parts of it. Now, just to prove how easy this is to transform, and by easy it means not quite easy for me as I'm doing this turned 180 degrees. However, slide that out. Turn, turn, turn. Click. Click. Make sure that's down, and those are there. Remove cheetah neck head. And there we go. And now we have a car. Now then, overall, if you're a fan of Sentai series, if you're just a fan of car toys, if you're a fan of robots, this thing honestly reminds me of Transformers in the show, and I'm not exactly sure why. I would recommend picking this up. Unlike past Sentai series, from what I hear, and from the sources that I trust, obviously you have 3 individual mecha that just form into one, and they're releasing them as individual mecha, which hopefully is a good thing, because it means that, like this, they'll have more detail focused into actually the individual ones. This is just too easy. This table's smooth, and these wheels just no braking. Overall, though, again, goodbye. It's a really good buy. I can't say much more than that without running out of ideas. Overall, really like the color scheme. I really like the design of this. The color scheme, the black body, if you will, with the red secondary, and then the, I'm just going to call it gold highlights, the yellow highlights, plus with the subtle use of grays where it needs to be. As a, like, car toy, endless fun with this thing, because it slides very easily, as you can tell. It assuming you can see the blur of my camera. I like the fact that they're releasing these individually because it means that they're actually putting a lot more effort into the individual mecha. Basically, one thing I've noticed, when you just release it as a whole, you kind of don't get the individual quality work that you'd really want as a collector. Let's see, am I forgetting anything else? Right, I might as well bring it up. I rather like the Gobuster logo. Let's see if I can find a bigger version on the box. Yeah, I'll just use the one from the underside. Now, as you can see, that's the Gobuster logo. It's shades, and on one of them is GB with a circle in the background. Kind of reminds me of the Bowcanger symbol, but still, I blame Gurren Lagann. That's all I'm saying. I blame Gurren Lagann. After all, he does have two faces. And the shades. That's all I can say. I have writer's block. That's all this comes down to. This has been Chiro saying, okay, I have writer's block. Have a good one.